What's going on, guys? It is Carly here, bringing you day 21 of my 31 days of horror, and just gonna start off by saying that I kind of screwed up with my order of movies, and today is day 21, and then tomorrow, whenever I do my review, I'm also gonna say it's day 21, and the reason that is because I kind of, with the alphabetical order, I kept getting new movies, and like I said before, I kind of reviewed these all out of order too. Not only did I pre-record most of them, but most of them are out of order, so it's like I could have done day 1 yesterday and day 25 back in July, and so it's one of those cases where I ran out of L movies basically, and long story short, tomorrow when I say day 21 again, it's actually day 22, and the review is it is on a movie that I actually watched back on, literally it was the 4th of July I watched it, so I was going to re-record the review, but I don't really remember the movie a whole lot at all, besides the fact that I know I liked it quite a bit. You'd think I would remember if I liked it that much, but I did like the film, but I just couldn't remember it enough to re-review it, and I thought of just copying what I said in the video, but I just thought that would be a little too, I don't know, complicated, and I'm lazy. So anyway, just so you know, I made that mistake. I also made the mistake back, I think, on day 7 anyway, so whatever, you're still getting 31 reviews. Anyway, to go on, we're on to Lawnmower Man Part 2, Job's War. Yes, forget what year this came out, 1995 it looks like on the back here, and so essentially Lawnmower Man 2 is, you have Job back in the film, who I think might be casted by a different person, if I'm not mistaken here. I'm pretty sure, but it didn't look like the same guy. He is resuscitated by this dude who wants to make a computer chip of sort using Job's mind, and he wants to connect all the computers in the world, which he will then be able to control, but, you know, little does he know there are a few people out there who is onto him, and they want to bring it to a stop, so it becomes this giant war type of deal. Yeah, so watched this one a few days ago. It's not as fresh in my memory as I would like. I just didn't have time to record the review, but the movie is, this one feels a lot less like a horror movie and a more like a kid-friendly adventure type of film, which the first movie also feels kind of that way, but it also has more horror elements. Oh, actually, even on the back, the first one is rated R, and this one is rated PG-13, so that kind of makes sense there for that reasoning, but yeah, this one just feels a little more adventurous, and it comes off as a little bit comedic at times too. I wouldn't say there's all that much horror going on in the film at all. I should have looked on IMDb to see if this was even considered horror in their terms, because I really just, it just doesn't feel the same as the first one. Like I mentioned, in the first movie, I like watching the progression of Job. That was kind of my favorite parts, but when it gets to all the action-y sort of reality stuff, I wasn't too into that, and of course in this movie it's kind of all about that. You kind of have this war going on between reality and the virtual reality and all that stuff. I just could not get into this one overly that much, definitely not as much as I could the first one, and it's funny, I looked up IMDb reviews and a lot of them were giving them 1 score ratings. I didn't think the movie was that bad. It is a decent film in my opinion. It's one that you can have fun with, I think, and it does have its moments. Like I said, the effects in it also aren't all that great. I feel like the first one kind of does that a little better as well, and the characters I just could not get into as much as I could with the first one either. The storyline, though, is, I could see people being entertained by this. I could see younger people being a little more entertained by the film as opposed to people like me who really aren't into this sort of subgenre to begin with. But yeah, overall I did not enjoy it all that much, but I do think it's an alright movie. I don't think it's total crap, but it's definitely a step down from the first film. So I would give this a 5 out of 10. I would say it's just kind of average. Probably not something I would ever really watch again, but something that I could see other people maybe getting behind and enjoying. You know, I could see people either loving it or hating it, whether or not they like the first one, because I feel like if you like the first one, you watch this one, it's kind of a disappointment. At the same time, if you like these types of movies, you also might just be fine with it and be like, oh, it's kind of trash, but not a big deal. So 5 out of 10 for Lawnmower Man Part 2. Thank you guys for joining me here on day 21 of my 31 Days of Horror, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 21 Part 2, which is actually day 22. See you then.